Hey y'all, let's do a reading, shall we? Want to pull reading on the energies. What is going on out there? And specifically, like, there's some crazy stuff happening. As I do, as things come up, I'll let you know if they're attached to any signs, but right now this is an all signs reading and a timeless reading. We're gonna shuffle until we can't shuffle no more, and then and that's now. Cool. We've got the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. Okay, this is some juicy stuff we're about to find out. Oh, we've got the 7 of Swords, very juicy indeed. The 3 of Cups, super juicy. That just sounds gross. Super juicy. And the Page of Wands. And damn it, the 10 of Cups. Wait, what was this? The 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and the Hierophant. What's going on out there, y'all? Okay, all right. And this is just the energy, so it might not be affecting you. We shall see. Sorry, I'm gonna see if I can adjust the lights a little bit. Is that better, y'all? I don't want you guys to go blind trying to, how's that? Better, right? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Pentacles. I don't have any auxiliary lights, and there is a lot of shadow because, hold on, we'll try one more thing. How's that? Even better, right? Perfect. Okay, now that we have everything squared away, damn, what? Oh my gosh. So we've got the 7 of Swords. Not a bad start, to be honest, because the 7 of Swords is going to bring out, especially with the surrounding cards, all the other energy. The 7 of Swords is going to bring out truth. Yeah, where there was maybe deception before, is going to bring out truth. Let's clarify though, for sure. It's so interesting. This 10 of Cups is reminding me of something that I've never been reminded of before using this deck. And I've been using the Light Series deck a lot, and I love that deck. And I've been listening to the book that Chris Ann wrote to sort of go with it and explain tarot, and it's amazing. And so definitely check that out. But I always I want to go toward that deck, but for some reason I grabbed the Crow's Tarot, and I was like, okay, well, I guess that's what it's going to be. And I think the reason that it was going to be that is because of the Cups card here, the 10 of Cups. When I figure out why it's important, I will let you know. We might actually be on it before we figure it out. There is something, there is something childlike. There's something like a little kid who always dreamed of doing a thing or becoming a something. You know, always dreamed of having a big house on the hill, and suddenly their dreams are realized, and they've been hustling so hard that it's not until they get to this pinnacle moment, and then they have a moment and stop, that they realize what they've done. They didn't even see it along the journey that they were on the path toward that amazing thing. So we have the 3 of Pentacles on the bottom for the 7 of Swords. That's an interesting energy to be highlighted. We also have the 7 of Cups, Strength card, and the 3. So I'm getting the 3 of Cups if you're listening to this instead of watching, but I would recommend watching because these cards are beautiful. So wow, so there's an energy right now that is extreme. This could be a person, or this could be you, or this could be an energy in general, but there's a certain amount of sexual chemistry happening, and it could just be somebody's memories of you, or it could be, it's almost tied together. So I think for the vast majority of you, this is someone tied to you somehow one way or another, they have been deceptive towards you. That could even be like, not like, it could just be that they told you that they don't want to be with you. And that was the lie, right? That was the lie. But either way, there's an incredible amount of sexual energy, of lustiness. But I feel like there's part of it that exists just between you. It's like there's you, there's this person, and then there's an entire other energy and entity of your connection. And that's not uncommon. Like that, for soulmates and for long lost loves, that's pretty common, even in really strong marriages. Like, as a formerly trained marriage and family therapist, I would say, sometimes if we approach the marriage as a third party, as this third entity, and it's something we're working on together versus my stuff and your stuff, there's actually a third thing, our connection. It's a little bit easier to work through that. Okay, so what is this energy doing here, though? I feel like they're generating ideas, even though, I feel like they're generating ideas that somehow, I don't like this, because I think that they're using former deceptions. Like they may have told you something that wasn't quite the truth, but now they feel like they need to follow, like, it's what a vicious web we weave, right? When first we practice to deceive, I feel like they have moved into sort of a planning stage, and they want to include you in some way that has some connection to deceit. But they think that might be a way to get you two together. This could be someone who you've met and it didn't work out immediately, but you felt something was there, but for whatever reason it didn't move forward. They want to figure out a way to get you back, to get you in the first place, really, right? Okay, what is the Three of Cups doing here? Maybe we can figure this out a little bit in terms of the Three of Cups. The 8 broken cups. The 9 of Wands. The Page of Swords. And the 7 of Swords. Yeah, I knew it was really, really attached to the other card, and it is. It's a feedback loop, which is great, because if this feedback loop is here, then when we move on to the 10 of Cups, we're moving past that. But in the meantime, I think there has been some... Man, I wouldn't be surprised if this person... Like, this is the kind of, like, energy, and these are the cards, like if someone hired a private investigator, to look into your life, to follow you, to see who you were with, or just even a friend, or just someone who's like private investigating vigilante, like, like not a professional. This feels very off the books to me. So it could be kind of that, like, oh, you want to join my club, you want to work for me. Well, first you've got to follow this person around and write down everything that they do and get it back to me, and then maybe I'll hire you. It's that kind of energy, which I don't like. Because, like, if you're going to spy on somebody, have the guts to do it yourself, I guess. But I think they're afraid of being caught. Okay, so this is its own little thing. I don't know how much of this energy, this person, it's feeling like a person. I mean, it's hard to have those type of energies with the spying, the investigating, the keeping secrets, the scheming. I mean, it could be a coworker. It could be a coworker, and somebody who sneaks their head in. that, hey, did you see what so and so was doing? She wasn't on her computer, she was on her phone. That kind of bullshit. It could be that. It could be work, but I really do. I feel like this is a person, whether it's work or a romantic relationship. I feel like they desperately want to get out of their pain and suffering, and in a way they think you can help them do it. They just don't know how to get there. And so this teamwork plan is something that they're concocting. But also with all that sexual energy and all that lust, and maybe it's just a big old crush from them and you don't feel the same way. That's possible too. But with all that, those feelings often cloud logical, rational plans. For the better sometimes, if both people are in love, it's good. Like, who needs plans? All right, so Justice flew out while I was shuffling for the Ten of Cups. All right, let's move on. Just be wary of this energy. I wouldn't say like watch your back or anything, but I would say don't do anything that you feel like. Don't write an email that you wouldn't want to see on the front page of the newspaper. Don't walk out of your front door in your pajamas unless you would be fine with a picture of you in your pajamas on the front page of the newspaper, or on Instagram or whatever, I'm dating myself by referencing the newspaper. But that's the energy here. So just like, don't get paranoid or anything. It's just like present yourself via email communication, the way that you dress and stuff, like you are kind of being watched. You know what I mean? Okay, moving right along, the Ten of Cups. This is totally different, so we're going to shake it off. I might even get a different deck. You know what? I will. Let's get the Rider-Waite-Smith. We're going to explain this Ten of Cups with the Rider-Waite-Smith, because you've got complications in your life, and I mean that in a good way. Like, you've got a lot going on, but I think it's also like in this energy, it's really important to sort of suss out your real feelings, your intentions, your instincts. It's important to feel real in this energy and to move forward with intention, like to use your voice and speak your truth. But then also be aware that your truth is not necessarily the other person's truth or the other people's truth. And so be open to understanding different perspectives. And that's the only way that we are going to be able to get shit together. That's the only way you're going to be able to find your Ten of Cups as well. Like, we all come from mightily different backgrounds, and some of us have ego trips, and some of us get into moods, and yeah. But if we come together authentically with a voice that is not malicious, that's not passive aggressive, that's not hurtful, if we just come with our point of view, and then we hope that the other person would too, but we can't control that. All right, so that's my little diatribe for today. I just see a lot of stuff out there, I'm not immune to it. Definitely not. It's so fun to be passive aggressive sometimes, isn't it? God damn, people are acting fools, and just, it's a mess. I don't know how most of us hold our shit together most of the time, to be honest. All right, Ten of Cups. Queen of Pentacles is on the bottom. Love that. The fucking World. Four of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I think if anything is going to trip you up in this energy, it's how you talk and the ideas that you have and the way you come across to other people when you're trying to give your point of view. Even if it's roses and rainbows, even if you're the smartest person in the room, be respectful that your perspective is not, and I guarantee you in this energy, your perspective is not completely shared by basically anyone, because our viewpoints and our expression is so singular right now. We are definitely, I hate this metaphor, but we are snowflakes right now. We're all, or fingerprints. How's that? Let's use fingerprints. We're all fingerprints. Every one of us has different ways to express ourselves, different opinions and different ideas, especially now. And it's getting harder to group us together into like-minded sort of tribes, right? So be very careful. Be very careful. If you want your 10 of Cups, if you want this, I basically told you everything right before I dropped the cards. If you want your 10 of Cups, be very aware of how you communicate. Don't expect the same. Yeah, don't expect respect or authenticity back. All you can do is give it. And then what happens a lot is you might find you come up against a brick wall and they're unwilling to capitulate, unwilling to offer themselves authentically and be vulnerable. And so boom, you have a one-way conflict at that point, and you're like, well, okay, well, I guess that's where we're at. And then later they come back and they say, well, I had a chance to think about it, and they're not used to expressing themselves. So it's okay. It's not going to happen instantaneously, but you've got to communicate your ideas, and also you've got to set some things straight. If you see something that doesn't work for you, whether it's in a relationship, a work relationship, in a dynamic, on the job, or a way that your mother-in-law treats your husband, you've got to say something about it. Creating boundaries not only for ourselves, but for those that we love when we're in the situation to do so. It's not easy, but we've really got to do it in this energy, because things can just sort of develop into a life of their own. And so then, you create those boundaries, and then maybe you have opposition, and then they come back and they say, hopefully, they say, oh yeah, you were right. It's hard. Family especially is super hard to create those boundaries with. I understand. But, it's not completely uncommon to cut people off for a few years and then check back in and see how it's going to work out. I'm not necessarily advocating that, but sometimes that's literally the only way. It's just what it is. We get so entrenched in understanding how we perceive each other that if you want to change your mind or do something different, they just cannot calculate. They just cannot figure it out. And they're going to fight. And so you just got to cut them off until they come around, or you can build a different kind of relationship. Sometimes let's blame it on Mars, okay? Mars is in a funny place right now, and let's just blame it on Mars. Let's blame it on the planet of war. All right, why is the Hierophant here? It's an interesting energy. I don't want to completely explain it like I did the 10 of Cups before I draw on it, but I'm getting a little bit of false prophet. Just a little bit of false prophet. Maybe a little bit of someone who... Oh, here we go. Let me go let the cards do it. We've got Judgment. Okay, I love that. Ace of Swords. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. So it is. It's a little bit of it's a little bit of that boss or manager who hires you and says, "Oh my gosh, you're going to make all this money. Look, I've got it all planned out. I'm hiring you. You can plan on buying a new house in 6 months with all of your money that you're going to make at this job, and then you're going to buy another house, and then by next year you can buy a Ferrari, and this is how well you're going to do working for me." that's a big old red flag, let me tell you. And I've been in positions like this before. So if they start promising you everything, like, oh my gosh, you're going to be able to buy a new car, like immediately, a brand new car, and you're like, really, all I'm trying to do is get it repainted. You gotta kind of worry about that. And that's what I see here is these promises, a little bit of a false prophet of, oh my gosh, I am gonna make you so much money. I am going to fix your life. I'm going to give you total and complete happiness. I think there's a potential. I don't want to get too woo-woo, but I think there's a potential in this energy for some new, like, the truth is coming out about a lot of people in the media and in the celebrities, right? And that's going to happen with Aquarius where it is, or with us where Aquarius relationally. Anyway, so a lot of folks are coming to justice, right? What did we have on the bottom? Judgment. A lot of folks are coming to the moment, right? And they kind of did some of this too, right? These false prophets of ours are getting their justice. I get that. But I think that there is also, like, when we do eliminate things come to fill voids, like the universe will fill that void and people will fill those voids too. So when we, there's always bad guys and good guys. And whenever we remove these fantastical sort of idols in culture, and we remove them due to the judgment that we've made that they're not that great of a person after all, then new people can swoop in. And this is a new swoop in energy. Oh, you lost that other guy who told you were amazing and you could do XYZ, and they, everything is gold, and the streets are lined with gold, and the trees are made of cotton candy. Everything is amazing and perfect, and you're going to reach your highest and best self in this energy. So there's new players in the game. There's new folks coming out of the woodwork with this sort of false propheticism. I'll try to say that 5 times fast. False propheticism. I can't. It's also late for me, and I need to wet my whistle. I need a little bit of a glass of water, which I did not bring in here. Anyway, I digress. Page of Wands. This is the sort of advice from the universe. This is an advice from the universe. We already got quite a bit of advice from the universe. What else do you have to say? Page of Wands, huh? Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm not going to say too much, but there is this, attached to that is this sort of boy who cried wolf. Right? You know this story. A lot of you probably don't. I guess you'd probably have to be around my age to know this story, or maybe older, actually, because my parents told me a lot of weird old stories. So it's a tale of sort of morality, right? Because there's this village and everybody's sort of this hunter-gatherer, like way back in history, right? There's this village of people it's story time, folks, they have a night watch out, right? And they have a night watch out every night because there's a potential that bears or wolves or whatever could come in and encroach on the camp and wreak havoc and, spill blood, all that stuff, right? I've never told this story before, can you tell? So there's this kid, and he is one of the watchers, right? It's his age group that usually stands watch at night. And so he thinks it's hilarious if everybody's sound asleep and he screams, "Wolf!" Yeah, he thinks it's hilarious because everybody jumps out of their beds, freaks out, runs around the encampment, like gets their guns, like it's a big thing and he thinks it's hilarious. So he does it a couple of times. And I personally, if I were the, mayor of that little town, I would have taken him off that duty and made him clean the latrine or whatever. But it is what it is. So then, of course, the wolf comes. And he screams wolf and nobody believes him. So the wolf comes in and wreaks havoc and spills blood. Anyway, that's sort of the story of The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Please don't correct me in the comments if you've made it this far. And yeah, it's a little bit of that energy. It's a little bit of that mixed with attention deficit disorder. It's like wolf, squirrel, That's what we've got here. Okay, a little bit of that. So why would you do that to me, universe? How is that advice? Don't get into that. Don't indulge in that sort of character. Don't indulge. Maybe be on the lookout. Let's find out. I would be on the lookout for that type of person in this energy. I would be on the lookout for this type of person, and I would just never pay attention to them from the beginning. And I'd do my own research, and I'd hire another guy to keep watch. And then in terms of this sort of easily distracted sort of, dog from, what was that, Up? That squirrel mentality. There's, it depends if you can do anything about it to keep everybody focused. The sun. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that took a different turn than I thought. Took a little different turn. A little bit different. I feel like the focus is the most important thing. I'm surprised that temperance didn't come out here. What's underneath this? Did I lose my temperance card in this deck? Why isn't temperance here? Seriously. I might have, actually, y'all. This would be a good way to find out, and that way I won't use this deck anymore. Or I'll use it in special occasions when the temperance isn't possible. Yeah, temperance is definitely here. It's just not here. Y'all, I think this is sort of also a morality tale. Yeah. And I feel like the universe is sort of warning against this behavior as an output from y'all. The work that you've done in the last few years, in the last few months, whatever you've done toward self-development and or your career is really now at a point where you can comfortably chill the fuck out and don't be so fucking paranoid. You're not going, because I'm feeling that now. Like, don't cry wolf on yourself. Like, I feel like there's this, I feel like you're way more concerned about your safety, security, position at your company, your position in your relationship, how others perceive you. I think you're way too concerned about that. And this is a little reminder that you're the freaking empress, whoever you are, male or female, you have an empress energy. And you've worked very hard over the last whatever. And you absolutely can. I'm not saying that you won't come across challenges, but letting go, I think, of the distraction, letting go of the paranoia, the wolf paranoia, I think is what you need in order to get to your 10 cups. In order to, and justice is here because it's extremely important. You're not being judged based on you have a long established, whatever you're thinking of, whatever is going on, you have a long established reputation, whether it's in your relationship with other people, friends, or with a company, or with coworkers, or with family. You have a reputation that I don't think you're really grasping the weight of. You don't need to be paranoid. You don't need to be chasing after things for validation. You've got it. Just woosah. But that it's a weird energy. So I am going to pull a third deck. Let's remember that our 10 of Pentacles was the bottom card in the original pull. What we're looking at is 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Look at what is on the table. Empress. This is a whole other thing that you don't, be wary of it. And but it could feed back into this. Like, you could be so concerned over what I was talking about here and always watching your back and being, that you get too wrapped up. Okay. Well, shit. If you've watched this through 31 minutes, I'm telling you, folks, let's see if Temperance comes out of this deck. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You're on your way to the 10 of Pentacles. You're on your way to the 10 of Cups. But even if just magically an angel came down and gave you every wish that you wanted. Tilda Swinton and Idris Elba did a great movie about this. Go watch that movie. I forget I think it's called 3,000 Years of something. Anyway, even if an angel comes down and grants you everything that you want, that in itself isn't without challenges. And you're going to come across more challenges, like complicated challenges, than going forward. Challenges you didn't even know existed. So, yes, your manifestations, your dreams fulfilled, everything you ever wanted. Don't forget, that's not the end all be all of everything, right? You've still got to work, especially if you're in the middle of a journey where you're developing your authentic self and you're getting to know yourself and who you are and how you love and your relationship with the universe. That will be amplified if you get everything you want. Yes, it will. It won't go away. That won't make you perfect. It will only be amplified. So guess what we have on the bottom? Fucking justice. Justice, 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 justice. Because it was up here, remember? Justice with 4 decks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn. Okay. Ace of Wands. Yeah. 8 of Wands reversed. 8 of Wands reversed. And I swear to you, I fixed all these cards 2 nights ago. They were all face up, so I don't know how the fuck that happened. Look at this though. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, and a reversed 8 of Wands. You can have the best ideas, the best intention, the most calculated, the most precise calculations, the most amazing plans. But everything is going to depend on how it's communicated. And if it's communicated poorly, and if it's communicated slowly, drip, 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 instead of speed, 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 you're going to be in trouble. This fire is going to go out. This light is going to go out. There's so much passion, and I for those of you who are watching still for a love relationship, man, there's a lot of passion and a lot of communication, but there is a potential to be very misunderstood. So, and again, because of the Mars energy, if we're misunderstood, we could kind of want to go at each other aggressively, and that you just can't let that happen. So that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember that all readings are influenced by the reader and the time in which they were pulled. Nothing comes out of a vacuum. That being said, this is a timeless reading, and I appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. It would mean a lot. Thanks.